Amazing. Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life and finances. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? Hope you guys are ready to get the day started. It's raining. I hope you guys are safe out there. Please stay dry.
I saw this because I don't see it.
I thought I put it in there.
It's not in here.
Well, I need a piece of paper to write. Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm making Rosie look for something for me. Let me add. Oh, hold on, y'all. Trying to do two things at once. Well, just give me a piece of paper. It's cool.
Somewhere.
You don't have paper?
Not that I can give you.
Why not?
Because I have to go to
Hey, good morning,
I don't have a
y'all.
piece of paper because it's going to require you ripping it out of a notebook.
Don't you?
Good morning. It doesn't matter. Miss Margaret said good morning, Rosie.
Good morning.
Good morning. I don't know what's wrong with my screen. I can't see anything. Facebook not allowing me to see anything. And
Well, we see
barely...
you. We see you.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good then. I'll just keep it moving. I don't know
I see
why I
that
can't see you
Facebook did
guys.
do some updates to the video. I just saw that notice coming. It's like, hey, we done an update, something to video. So I don't know. Change it.
Okay. Maybe they didn't inform me, but anywho, guys, I was a little bit lax this morning and getting myself together, but that's okay. That's what happens some days. It's Tuesday,
You
it's
look
take that, and you
fine.
gotta keep moving regardless. So our fearless financial quote for this morning is from Eckhart Tolle. It's not uncommon for people to spend their whole life waiting to start living. And that tied in very well with the conversations that we've had on the past few days. Why are we waiting to start living? And guys, and this was I got to talk fast because I know my voice is only going to last for so many minutes and then it's going to go back out. So let me do this. You all been in that situation before, right?
Yeah.
Your voice is there doing good, then all of a sudden it's gone again.
It's
That just
angry.
keeps happening to me, but that's okay. It's not uncommon for people to spend their whole life waiting to start living. So one of the things that I found myself being challenged with, and maybe you can relate to this, and you probably, all of us have more than likely been in a situation at some point in our lives where you have either tried to gain weight or you've tried to lose weight, right? And I've been on both sides of that coin. There have been times in my life when I tried to gain weight, and there have been times in my life where I've tried to lose weight. And you guys seen me, even here on some of the videos as we've gone through this year, where I've gone through this process. But one of the challenges that many people run into in this journey, now I'm going to get to the finances. You'd be like, what this child talking about weight loss for? She is America's #1 financial rebound coach. Yes, she said it. Yes, I am. However, I'm telling you a real, true story. This is a true confession and conversation about things that I deal with in my personal life. See, it's not all about finances because everything's tied together. Let it be known that your health is your greatest asset as we're going through this process. And in looking at this, guys, on my journey, I've noticed that on those times, you know how you get up in the morning. Well, let me just say, I do this. When I get up in the morning, I go get on the scale, see what the number tells me on the scale, and I'll say, okay, all right, I'm holding steady, or I've gone up 2-3 pounds, or I've gone down a pound, just writing that down. But then I actually took some time to look at it, and I said, you know what? This number really doesn't tell me anything. It doesn't tell me anything. And even this summer, you saw me walking through the park and you saw me complaining on the video when I said I am doing this and the scale's still going up.
Yep.
And I understand the concept of muscle mass building up. Muscles weigh more than fat, so the scale is going up. So we have to recognize and identify that there are other things that we need to be looking at. For example, using the measuring tape, right? If I use a measuring tape, I started noticing, oh, my thigh did go down 0.002 centimeters, right? Don't judge. It was a tiny, tiny fraction of a number, but that's
We'll
okay.
take it.
It went down, right, by that tiny, tiny fraction of the number. So it took me being able to actually track some things that are worth doing, tracking my body fat percentage or taking selfies. This is where I was at the start. This is where I'm at day 30, day 60, day 90, so that I could actually see the results. Guys, the same thing is very important when it comes to us when we talk about our finances. And that has led me to the conversation that I have with my little one. Today is Tuesday. We do the Raising a Financial Genius call every Tuesday. So if you want to get in on that call, it's at noon and again at 8 p.m. Text Financial Genius to 345-345 so you can get in on the call. But one of the things that I've shared with you guys that we've done, this is my baby's financial peace portfolio. And he's actually been tracking it for himself since 2015. He's 8 years old now. All right. So he has a financial peace portfolio that he's been utilizing since 2015. Now, mommy and daddy had been working on this with him before that, but he didn't officially start tracking it as a child until 2015. So he was 4 years old. Okay. And at that time, see, y'all, the beauty of this, my baby knows how to read a financial statement that some adults don't even know how to read. Okay. He knows and understands the different columns, the four major columns of a financial statement that many adults haven't even taken the time to look at for themselves. Now take a moment and reflect for yourself. Can you honestly say you've looked at your financial statement for you and your family? Can you honestly say you have your list for your income, your expenses, your assets, your liabilities? It's all spelled out. It's in writing. You can actually go put your hands on the document right now. That is your financial statement. If you needed to go in any place and ask for whatever it is that you needed, and they say, well, let me see your financial statement. Can you do that? See, I've trained my little one up to the point that he can do that. He can actually go in, take his financial statement, and share his assets. Now, I'm not going to show you a recent account statement, and I should have blocked all of his information out before I put this up there. So let me go here and here. This was back in 2014 for my baby on one of his accounts. You probably can't read that number. But you see that there are multiple numbers there on that line, because what we've done is we've taken this. He sees his assets. He doesn't have any liabilities right now because he doesn't have credit cards and things of that nature. He does have a bank account now. Why does he have a bank account now? Because mommy pays him out of her business. He has expenses now. Why does he have expenses now? Because now he pays for his own things that he needs for school. He pays for his own things that he needs for soccer. He pays for his own things, right, that he wants in regards to supplies and other things that he would like to have. Why? Because we've trained him. We set this situation up inside of our family, inside of the business. So now when I pay him inside of the business from Demon's Enterprise, he gets a check from Demon's Enterprise that's now deposited into his bank account, and he can now go and pay for his soccer. He can now go and pay for his school supplies. He can pay for, any of those field trips he needs to go on. Y'all know they have to go on field trips at the most inopportune time. You're like, what? I got to come up with this money. So he has all of these things set aside now inside of his own bank account. And how did I get him started, y'all? Because you say, wait a minute, this baby is 8 years old and he knows how to read a financial statement. Yes, he does, because that was a priority, all right, in this household. How did we start, y'all? I don't know if y'all remember these from when you were a kid. But we started out with the responsibility charts before he started out with his money. So when he was little, we would start out with the little things around character building. I don't know if you guys can read those, but
Yeah.
then we moved into like savings goals. We have spending goals, etc. So we have a way for him to utilize this chart to help keep him on track. Eventually, we will be moving all the way to spreadsheets because I found out the little one is always over mommy's shoulders looking to see what I'm doing. At first, I was like, why are you over my shoulder? But then I come to the point, I said, you know what? Him watching me and watching what I'm doing when I'm on that computer in regards to business, in regards to those spreadsheets, in regards to my QuickBooks, in regards to all of these different things, I'd rather have him over my shoulder learning those things as opposed to learning some of those other things that they could be learning. And when they're out here on YouTube and all of these other ventures that are currently available to them. So taking the opportunity, guys, what was the problem? The problem was that many of us did not grow up in households that taught us how to utilize our money, how to manage our money in the best possible ways. The solution is raising a financial genius. How do you now go about this process with your child so that they do not fall into that same trap? What are the structures that you need to set up as a family, as a business? Everybody, and I'm sure you've heard this before, but hear it from me, America's #1 financial rebound coach. Every family needs a home-based business. And once you set that home-based business up the right way, then you should also be paying your child inside of that home-based business. No, I am not your tax accountant. However, there are tax savings that you are missing out on because you don't have these structures set up, because you're not training your child, you're not raising a financial genius so that you don't have to deal with things in this way, guys. See, there are things out there that we simply have to understand, and that understanding comes from facing your finances. All right. And when I say face your finances, I'm going to tell you what facing your finances means in my world. The F in face, of course, is your financial psychology. You must have the right money mindset in place in order to be able to put these types of things in order for your child to be able to read financial statements that the majority of adults cannot read today. They cannot read them today because they're living paycheck to paycheck, or paycheck to Monday, or paycheck to Saturday. Some people, right, get paid on Friday, they broke on Saturday. Whatever the situation is, because they're not tracking the right things, like we talked about with the weight loss journey, just tracking your poundage, your pounds doesn't help. You need to track some other things. You need to track your waist measurements. Is it going up and down? You need to track your thigh measurements. Is it going up and down? The same thing in your finances, guys. So you need the right financial psychology. You need the right money mindset that's going to propel you to do things differently. Because we all know, and we talked about it yesterday, right, JoJo? What is insanity?
Yeah, that's right.
Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we continue to punish ourselves in that way? So once you face your financial psychology, I got to give myself a minute because I feel my voice leaving me. Facing your financial psychology, looking at your money mindset is going to be very important. What are those behaviors that you've now put in place? The A in facing your finances is accountability. What are the accountability systems that you have in place that are going to help you to ensure that you're not only managing your monies in the right way, but you're also training your children? Remember the scripture, train a child in the way that they should go, right? And that's talking about training them with faith first, family, and finances, whatever your morals are, the integrity that you would like to have show up in your family as a part of your legacy. What are those things that you are now accountable for, or holding yourself accountable to? What are your non-negotiables, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are those things that you must do? And then the C, guys, is simply consistency. Are you consistent in this journey? Consistent in those financial priorities that you have now set? for you, for your children, right? And now that they have these, they'll also train their children. And this will be something that will continue to grow, and grow, snowball, if you will, right? And these things can be set up seamlessly if we choose to do that, if we make them priorities for us. And then the E, of course, guys, is to continue to educate yourself. Nothing happens until something happens, right? As the saying goes. And until you start to educate yourself differently, you will not be able to share and educate your children. Don't allow generational curses, poverty cycles, those things that continue in your life. You can be the change that you want to see. I hate to sound cliche, but you can be the change that you want to see, guys. That's what's important today. So get started. Train your children in the way that they should go financially. And if you don't know, you get in there and learn as your child learns. The beauty of it is your child will think you are a genius regardless because you're mommy or daddy. Right? If they're small. Now, I'm not talking about those teenagers. That's a different story. They think they know everything. And you know you did too. When you were 16, you thought you knew everything. When I was 16, I thought I knew everything. Me and my cousin, we said we were going to leave the house, go out and get us an apartment together and go live our best life. That's what we said at 16. But did that happen? No. That's a negative, Ghost Roger. That did not happen. All right. So, contrary to popular belief, those teenagers, just make sure they know, no, you don't know everything. You may think you know everything
Right.
because that's the way that those societal pressures, right, that we have upon us can push us or propel us to think those things. And then having these little smartphones at our fingertips allow us to just Google whatever it is that we want to know, and we think we got a leg up. But until we're truly intentional in every aspect of our lives, we'll continue to do things the same way that we've always done and expect different results. That's insanity, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's insanity. So I just want to invite you guys, for those of you who are interested in the call, those of you who are committed, Raise a Financial Genius, text 345. 345 is the number. The keyword is financial genius. Get on the call today at 12 noon or at 8 p.m. tonight. Text in to get the dial-in information. This is tremendously important information, guys. My 8-year-old knows how to read a financial statement. Do you? If he had to go pull his financial statement and go into the bank and ask for a loan, which he won't, he'll be going to the bank of mommy and daddy to ask for it if he needed it, right? But if he had to, he could pull his financial statement and actually go in there and say, hey, ma'am or sir, I would like a loan for XYZ dollars. This is the purpose of what I would like to utilize this for. This is how I plan to implement it. And this is how I plan to pay it back. See, he could go in there and have that full-blown conversations, but dare I say, there are adults who will come to you today and ask you, can I borrow $400? And if you say, well, how are you going to pay me back? They stutter, they stumble, and they can't even give you a response. I'll pay you when I get my check. Okay, when do you get your check? How much are you going to pay me? How frequently are you going to pay me back? Adults can't even have that conversation in some cases. Guys, you first get understanding, face your finances, get the financial psychology you need, get the accountability, consistency, and continue to educate yourself. Don't forget to join the call. Text Financial Genius, one word, to 345-345. All right, guys, I'm Linda, America's #1 financial rebound coach. Yeah, I said it, America's #1. I'm thankful I was able to say it this morning before my voice ran out. All right, Miss Co-host, over to you.
Make sure, guys, that you sign up and get the information that you need because you're building a foundation for your children, and for your family, essentially. So don't pass it up. All right, today's fearless thought for the day is I'm always going to ask you a question. I'm always going to start with the question because to live past crazy, you're going to have to think about some things. And I just want you to think differently or open up your mind to even hear the question. So today, The fearless thought for the day is, what is your life telling you about yourself? It's 345-345, Miss Kim. And the tag, the word is financial genius, right, Lynn? So
Right.
text that over and she'll give you the call in. For Lynn has that book available too. I have a copy. Lynn, you want to tell her where, if she want to purchase the book, where she can get it?
Absolutely, guys. You can just go over to my website, demonsenterprise.com, select the shop now tab at the top, and you can actually go in there and get any of the books we have available, as well as other things.
All right, guys. So the fearless thought for the day is, what is your life telling you about yourself? When you look around at your current situation, your current life, and I'm not talking about years ago, I'm talking about right now. What is
Mhm.
your life right now, this morning, telling you about yourself? Pay attention to what are your thoughts telling you about your life right now? Like, what is really going on right now? Is it insane to the point where when you wake up, have you ever woke up mad and you don't know why you mad? Have you woke up frustrated and you don't know why you frustrated? Like, you just, and you can't put your finger on it. Like, why did I wake up in this mood today? And then you care. What you gonna say, Lynn?
Girl, I'm telling you, I don't know, married women, maybe you can relate to this. Sometimes I can wake up, I had a dream about my husband. My husband is sitting right there. I had a dream he did something. I wake up mad at him. Wake up mad at him for something he did in the dream. He was like, what I do now, right? That's his response. That's his go-to response. What I do now. And then I tell him about my dream. He was like, okay, you realize that's a dream, right? God, it's that mindset thing, right? It's that mindset thing. I'm sorry, I
Yes.
digress, but I just had to share that. I'm sure some of y'all have gone through that before yourself. I just had to work through that thing, y'all, because
All
those
right.
dreams seem real sometimes, and you can get mad. I'm sorry, especially when the kids come into play.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I've been there. I woke up mad at children. And let me tell you something, them dreams I have you all, and then it takes you a minute to get it together and realize this ain't real.
Okay,
Like, I
that was
gotta go
just a
get in the
dream,
shower and be like, that wasn't real, JoJo. Like,
right?
that was in your dreams. But so guys, Lynn was hitting on part of it. It is your mindset. If you the first step living past crazy, of course, is to be quiet. But in that being quiet process is you have got to come to the realization of the predicament that you are in, and you have to decide, what are you going to do about your current situation. Sometimes we live in crazy continuously because we are in denial about the predicament that we are in. We don't want to face the crazy. We don't want to do the work of the crazy. We don't want to do what it takes to get outside of the crazy. And we are in denial that we are even in crazy. We assume that life is just supposed to be like this. It's just life. Everybody got problems. Yep. But do everybody have your kind of problems? Do they still continuously have the same thing? And when I was living past crazy, and please understand, it doesn't always go away. It's just a different kind of crazy. And now I can see it coming and I can stop it. But when I was living past crazy, I had to come to when I was complaining about my job, not making enough money. I hated where I lived. I didn't like a whole lot of things. I had to come to the conclusion, Jojo, but what are you gonna do about it?
Right.
Like, you complaining and you telling everybody can't, there's nobody that can solve your problem. Y'all remember 2 weeks ago, there's never a problem that doesn't already have a question, the answer already. It's just that you gotta do the work of the answer. And I had to do the work of the answer. I knew it required me getting another job. I knew it required me being more disciplined with my finances. I knew it required a whole lot of things, but until I was ready to do the work of the answer, I was still living in
Yes.
crazy. And this is what you have to realize, that you got to work on this thing like your life depends on it, because it does. I want, this is what I want for most of my friends. Well, all of my friends and my family. I don't want y'all to keep living in crazy. I want y'all to live past crazy. But I can't come and fix it for you. I can't come and drag you by your hands and say, do this here. I can't do that. But what I can do is give you the tips that you need and possibly encourage you to do the things that you need to do, or at least
Right.
put thoughts inside of your head to make you think so that you're able to do those things. Because until you get real, till you're ready to think about that and think that process all the way through, I can talk down blue in the face. And motivating people is useless. There's no need for me to motivate, and I don't want to be a motivator. I want to be somebody, I want to be your agent of change. I want to be somebody that's going to help you make that change. Because I can motivate you just by saying good morning, because somebody might not have said good morning to you. You understand? It is the work. I want you to do the work of the change. I don't want you to get excited because we all get excited about our ideas and how we want to live our life, but do we want to do the work of it? So first you have to come to a realization of your predicament, how you got there and how you're going to get out of it. And then you got to work that thing like your life depends on it, because it does. Your life, your children's, generations depend on you. If you're ever guessing who it is that's supposed to make the change in your family today, just know it's you. It's you, because you come to the Fearless Morning Show every morning. You're the one having those thoughts. You're the one thinking about those dreams. You're the one wanting to
Right.
do better, go places, and do things separate than your family. It's you. So if you work on you, you will change your family, you will change the community, and eventually you will change the world. But you've got to do the work. So what is your life telling you about yourself right now? If you're stressed out all day, every day, why? Why are we stressed out all day, every day? If you wake up in a state of stress and panic and worry, I try my best when I first open up my eyes. You know that in between sleep where you kind of wake up and you're not fully awake, but you are, and then you start thinking of the day, and then your mind is on a tangent before you get out the bed. That's when you need to command your thoughts. Thankful, number one, that you're awake and you lie on where you have no sickness and illness in your body, and you're able to move. No matter if that knee hurt, that back hurt, you're still able to go and do above and beyond others who cannot go and do. So be mindful before you start complaining. Let's just be thankful, because it's not going to alleviate any of your stress or your pain. It's just not going to. You okay, Lynn?
Yeah, I don't know. Facebook is tripping. That's
God
okay.
bless. So think about that today, guys. What is your life telling you about yourself? Because until you start to understand your predicament, until you break it down and realize you've got to get past it, you will continue to live in it. You're going to continue to be stressed. You're going to continue to be crazy. And
Right.
this is what I want you to understand. Thank you, Uncle Harris. It's not only affecting you, it's affecting your kids, it's affecting your grandchildren, it's affecting your spouses, your future spouse. And for my single ladies, please understand, men can see crazy a mile away, and if
Okay.
some of them
Okay.
love crazy, and they want to be crazy with you. And two crazy people make for insanity all around. And just think about, what are you inviting into your household, into your space? So you've got to be quiet, assess your predicament first. How did I get here? And if you don't understand, I suggest you pray. Get to know Jesus. I promise the answer is there. You just too busy to hear what he's trying to tell you, because oftentimes we don't like the answer. I'm guilty. We don't like the answer that he's trying to give us, but it is requiring the work. And if you don't want to do the work, your crazy will absolutely continue. So, guys, today, think about, what is your life telling you right now? Look at your friends. What does your friend circle say about your life right now?
Right.
Who can you call right now to get a word of encouragement or some inspiration, where they're not participating in your pity party? or they're not in the same predicament, talking about, girl, me too. Man, let me tell you, that girl driving me crazy too. Who can you call that's
Right.
not going to be that negative person? Check your friend circle. Y'all, it is so vital. It's so important. You are passing this down to your children. And you want to call your children bad? They not bad, baby. They are living your habits.
Mm.
Well, wait a minute. Your children are living your habits, honey. Please understand. If you don't believe me, look at your
Yeah, you
kids.
see your uncle. He said, that's my niece.
I love my Uncle Harris. That's Elder Reverend Dr. Harris. Or say
Okay.
Dr. Elder Reverend Harris. Let me tell you something. Your children are living at your habit. If your kids talking back, being smart, slick at the mouth, won't listen, won't sit down, what you doing? I'm just
Okay.
saying.
Okay.
Because, and we all know the story that the tree bears its own fruit. Don't be planting apple tree thinking you about to get an orange, or plant apple tree and you want some strawberries and some kiwi.
Okay.
It's not going to work. So that's not directed at absolutely anyone, and not, our parenting skills or what our parenting skills are. But be mindful, y'all, that your children are watching and you are setting generational habits.
Okay.
Because if I'm if I'm saying it's okay right now for my children to act this way, they're going to think it's okay for their children to act this way. And before you know it, we got generations of Waddell's, Twitties acting a fool because it started here. And we didn't want to do the work here to make a difference here. You got to do the work. Uncle Harris said he got his
Okay.
sermon for Sunday. A to the men,
Yes.
Uncle Harris. Yeah, please
Oh,
pay
go step
attention.
on some toes. Go step on some
And
toes.
Uncle Harris is one of those pastors where he get into it. He's standing on the pew, jumping over the pew, telling you what you got to know. He don't be playing with you. He coming for you.
Okay.
He is
That's
on
what
it.
that's what we need sometimes. Cause some of these, I'm not even going there. I'm
I
not
said
even
for you,
going
so
there.
many pastors tell you what you want to hear and ain't fixed to tell you about to go to hell and damnation because you up here living a fool. I'm just saying. But we know Reverend Harris. Reverend Harris is gonna get that together for Sunday service. All right. What is your life telling you about yourself? Okay, you've got to understand your predicament. Please be mindful. You are setting up your generations to come, guys. To live past crazy, you got to do the work. And yes, it is a to the man, Miss Valerie.
Miss Valerie, don't be co-signing on that. Don't
Yes, Miss
co-sign
Valerie.
on
A
that.
to the men. A to the men. I'm just saying, guys. Please, and I say this with all seriousness, it's on you. You may not want the weight. And some days I'm like, Lord, I don't want to carry the weight. I don't want to do this, but I'm thankful that Jesus said, Jojo, you can do it. You are the one. I'm thankful he saw fit enough to give it to me. So if he gives it to you, that means he is giving you the power, the strength to do what you need to do. Don't second guess what the good Lord done told you to go do.
Right.
How many of us have done that? So if you're looking for the answer, yes, it's you. Yes, it's on your shoulders. Yes, you're the change for your family. Yes, it's going to be hard. It's going to be aggravating. It's going to make you mad. You're going to want to cuss. You're going to want to leave and divorce your whole entire family.
Mm.
Please understand. But guess what? It ain't going to change the fact that it's you that has to do the job. You have
Mm.
to. Generations are depending and resting on you. And when you take it seriously, what was that quote, Leah? When you realize the power and the strength of your vision, it becomes less and less important of whether you're afraid or not. I love that quote. Audre
Right.
Lorde. I absolutely, when you think about the power and the strength of your vision, you can't even worry about if you being scared. Handle your business. Take a look at what is your current life telling you, guys, and be willing to do the work. She said, no, I'll leave that to Uncle Harris. There's enough pastors in the family. He is it. I'll leave that to him. Thank you, Mama, though. I appreciate you. All right, guys, that is it for the Fearless Morning Show. Lynn, anything else you want to tell them before we get out of here?
Guys, thank you so much for joining us for the call. We cut up and we have fun over here, but this is all in seriousness. True confessions and conversations about everyday life and finances. Don't forget, join the call. Raise a financial genius in your community, in your family, in your household. Text the number 345-345. The keyword is financial genius. First call is at noon. The second one is at 8 p.m. tonight, Eastern time, guys. So we'll see you. Well, I'll hear you. I'll talk to you on the call. Yes, if you join. That's Financial Genius to the word 345-345. Don't forget, go check out my website too. Y'all got some great stuff over there for you. There are no excuses because excuses don't get results. Demon'sEnterprise.com. That's Demons, no demons, y'all. DEMMONS. Enunciate. Yes? All right. Over
You
to
know
you.
I'm all about them saying the words, honey. Please say them. Pronounce them all the way out. I never forget when somebody said, "Yeah, ma'am." I said, "Excuse me?" "Yeah, ma'am." I said, "What are you saying?" He said, "Yeah, ma'am." What is that French? What he's and then one guy said he's saying yes, ma'am. I said, "Boy, if you don't put all them syllables in that word, I don't know what you're saying. How you
That
gonna
is a
say yeah,
word,
ma'am?"
though. That's a word.
I don't like it.
It's in
I
the
need those.
Ebonics. It's in the Ebonics dictionary. Go check it out. They got a new edition. Just saying.
I don't need. I need all of the yes with the S. I need the M. I need the A. If we gotta spell it out in sign language, I need all of them syllables present.
All right, y'all.
Hey, 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 hey.
All right, y'all. That's
All
for
right,
Charlene
guys.
right there.
Look, she got me on that one. Okay, but yeah, man, we're gonna have to put an S on that. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining the show. Please go over to BeAFearless.com so that you can sign up for our newsletter, so that you can stay in touch with us, so that you can stay up to date with everything that we have going on. And then please make sure you share the video. It is important to us that as we start to change the community and change the world, that everybody hears how to live past crazy in your life and your finances. And if your friends and family don't have Facebook, please make sure you send them over to YouTube, so that they can binge watch all of the Fearless Morning shows. We are 214. I keep losing count. I think it's like 214 over there. Every time I get to count, I forget it. We over 200 shows over there.
Okay.
So go check it out on YouTube. That way you don't have to scroll through Facebook to find them. And share it with your friends, your family, anybody you know who need to live past crazy. Send them on over this way. Thank you, Charlene, with the y'all. Charlene, no, she live in the great state of North Kakalaki. She know how we say it there.
I told
All
you
right,
that
guys.
South Kakalaki. Y'all can't steal that.
Uh,
Sorry.
is
Can't
that is
steal
that
it.
where it came from?
That's the originator.
Oh, that's just because she from South Carolina. Listen, I don't know about that theory, Lynn.
All greatness originates in South Carolina. Just
No to
saying.
the ma'am. No to the ma'am. That is not. All right, guys, please make sure you share this show with somebody who needs it. And remember, today, take a look. What is your life saying about you? And then take a serious look at your predicament in your life. And what are you going to do about it today?
Right.
Today is Take Action Tuesday, Lynn.
It
It's
is.
Take Action Tuesday. So what are you going to do about it? Please share this video. If there's anything you want Lynn and I to talk about, please make sure you send us a message, and we'll be glad to cover it in your life and your finances. We'll make sure that we cover that topic for you. All right, guys, I hope you have an amazing Tuesday, and we will see you here bright and early tomorrow morning at 7:15. Have a good one.
Signing off.